Welcome back to Chips and Salsa. I'm Jerry.
I'm CRob.
CRob, today we are talking about security belt training at Intel with Salina Fan-Carman, who is the Director of Product Security Training. And she's going to fill us in on what the belt program is all about.
Neat. Today we have Salina. Salina's here to talk to us about a really exciting program that she helps lead. So, Salina, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Sure. Hi, everybody. So I am the director of product security training within iPass. My team and I are responsible for developing educations and training to equip the Intel employees with the security awareness, knowledge, and skills they need to develop products securely.
That's cool. So you manage the security belt program at Intel. Can you tell us when that started and what are the goals and objectives of the program?
Yeah. So the belt program actually was started during, I guess, the pandemic time. So it actually was launched at the end of 2020, sometimes in October 2020. It was, the reason we launched this program was, we have a lot of trainings within our own catalog, but we found that people do prefer a structured training program that can kind of provide them a more guidance on what they need to take and how they can develop more awareness in the product security world, right? So that's the reason why behind our reasoning of building this program. So the program consists of 6 levels, from what we call the white belt to our black belt. As individual makes their way through progressively more challenging levels, they'll get to sharpen their skills in their security first mindset, and knowing the important role they play to develop a security culture. They get to increase the security knowledge and impact to security of our product, as well as the impact across the internal external ecosystem. As our employee engage in mentoring, sharing their knowledge and expertise, and helping to drive industry-wide initiative and standards.
So, what are some of the topics that the specific training covers? What's your favorite?
I actually love, white belt people say it's very simple, it is simple, because this is the really a foundations we wanted to build. This is our first level. And in there is, nothing heavy technical that that only the security expertise should know, or our, those who work in security should know. This is the belt where we built to provide really just why it's critical to build security in all stages of product development and having a security mindset in their daily lives, right? So really also, again, why we do security and how, our culture, right, and the journey we go through at Intel, and really giving people a taste of the landscape as well too, our threat landscape out there today, and also touch on a bit on SDL. So I feel like, definitely white belt is actually the more, surprisingly, the more challenged belt we built, because it is so general in a way, right? But it's also the most important, but I felt like it's building that foundation. So I definitely like the white belt, but I think personally, CRob, for me, I came from an engineering background. Green belt is my favorite because it's where the hands-on learning comes in. I am a hands-on visual person, so personally, I like the green belts because this is kind of where we go into practice what you learn and apply to your job. So
very cool.
Yeah. What about so moving on to the other extreme, the black belt?
Yeah.
What is it that folks are taking away from that level of training?
So in our higher learning, the blue, brown, and black, it's what we call the advanced belt, Jerry. So in that, this is very different from our the first 3 levels of the belt. What we wanted to what we want to emphasize and focus on for those 3 belts is really recognizing our security experts within Intel, those who are providing and sharing the knowledge, mentoring, our next, all product development team, and really giving back. I call it, right, giving back to the community, both internal to external intel, both through the research that they do, both through the toolings that that they develop or improve to just make our own product as well as the industry more secure. So this is where we're seeing and recognizing our experts coming through, and by going through that, there you can also hone into their expertise and where we can actually utilize them more on certain areas as well. So that's where the other extreme of the blue, brown, and black goes into.
Okay. So you mentioned that people liked the structured training program a little better than unstructured. So what type of response have you gotten from the Intel community around adopting and taking these classes?
We definitely got a lot of positive responses of taking it. People love the gamified because it's a lot of time. You get the white belt, then you want to say, hey, what's next? Can I get the yellow? Can I get to how far can I go, right, in my journey? And it's also we got a testimony from someone from actually a PSE that's really loved and been advocating our program because they really like that this is kind of where the foundation is built. I understand training, fitting in trainings for everybody, especially for everybody that's very busy in these days. It's difficult, but we're really trying to balance that well, right? We're trying to provide you the absolute foundational learnings that you need for each of the levels to help you do your job, to help you be able to just apply what you learn and to your job. So it's not just you take a training, you can forget about it. It's really take your training and it will benefit and it will apply to your everyday job.
So how many people have gone through trainings or earned belts, and how do we recognize those folks?
Yeah, that's a good question, Jerry. So since October, when we launched, October 2020, when we launched this up to today, we have about 20,000 badges or 20,000 folks who've gone through, some level from, white belt or, white, yellow, green, or, even we have, several black belts candidates or, currently, graduate, I guess we call it, already, within this 2 years. And yeah, from the recognitions, we do get digital badges that people can attach them to their email. They can actually show it off at the social media like LinkedIn. And, as well as for the higher belts, we do give recognitions, also monetary recognitions on top of actually having the recognitions through the business unit or through our conference where we have a wall frame. So we're really, trying to recognize and award those who go through. It is not, once you get to green, even, for each of the level, it does get more challenging. It does take more time to go through it. So we do want to recognize those, especially for this program. It's not something that we require everyone to go through. We kick off this program really as a folks can opt in, right? And so with that number, really people proactively going through this program, especially at the higher level, we really wanted to recognize these folks for their time, the efforts, and actually showing that they do find that security is important, and they really wanted to help not only Intel and help the industry.
That's excellent. If there was one thing that you could think of for someone that they live under a rock and they're not one of the 20,000 people that have jumped on this, is there one thing you would want to tell somebody that hasn't yet tried to explore this type of training yet, something to entice them in?
Yeah, I think it's if you wanted to find something, if you want to just learn about, what is product security, especially we have, our infosec side of things where we know about security, the words, right? But product security is different. I mean, we
Yeah.
definitely have some overlap. So I would say if you just really wanted to have a little fun, all of our training are short, right? We try to make it short, and engaging. And so, definitely hop into our white belt and take that off, and learn about, product security. Why is it important? What's your role of doing it? And then see where it goes. And then you might find it very enticing and interesting and wanted to keep going into and learning deeper into more specific that is relevant to you, or to your organizations.
I just want to thank you for sharing your time and your expertise. I am very excited about education myself, so I would strongly encourage anyone interested to check this out and learn a little more. Wow, that was a really cool chat we had with Salina. She has a lot going on in the area of security education, don't you think?
I do. It's pretty cool to see, and 20,000 employees so far have gone through and gotten at least a white belt. So that's pretty awesome to hear as we're trying to build that security first mindset across the company.
And it definitely ties into all the investments Intel has put into around product assurance and security. I think that really helps enforce, all of our security messaging and the fact that it's so foundational to our employees.